Hello YouTube, Gaming Goddess here with another review. This game is Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4. It is a role-playing game by Atlas. Now yes, this game does have an anime, manga, light novel, and stage production, but that's not important, so let's jump right into the game. So at the start of the game, it lets you pick your level of difficulty, which is something I personally like in a game. Now if you have played any of the Persona games prior to this one, you more or less know which each setting is. Now the main goal of this game is to progress through the Midnight Channel's dungeons, which the thing about this is there's a deadline to completing these dungeons. Also, based off the level of difficulty that you choose, determines on how complex the dungeons are. Also, if you pick beginner, it lets you revive up to 10 times. So throughout these dungeons, there are many shadows wandering around, which brings me to my next topic, the battle system, which in my opinion is actually pretty easy to follow. While exploring a dungeon, you just walk up to the monster and press the action button to start the battle. If you don't, then the monster will attack you and will obviously have the advantage. But aside from that, when the battle starts, to the right you have your health and SP, and to the bottom left you have your options. You got your basic attack, which doesn't do too much damage. You can summon your persona to attack or to give you and your party buffs. There's also an option that allows you to change the battle tactics of your party. Now, if you can manage to knock down all of the enemies, you can perform an all-out attack, which is pretty cool, and it does the most damage. Moving on to characters, here we have our main protagonist. At the start of the game, it gives you the opportunity to name him. I just stuck with the name given to him in the anime. Here he isn't a man of many words. In fact, you can actually pick and choose what he says. Practically, it makes up his personality. Yosuke, this guy is from the city, and he's pretty clumsy. He isn't one to think before he speaks. He also tries really hard at being a ladies' man. Chie, she is the tomboy type character. She has a bright and upbeat personality. She's also obsessed with kung fu movies. Yukiko, rich and popular, she is Chie's best friend. She's also kind of an airhead and will laugh at anything. Kanji, he acts like a tough guy and often skips school. Rise, also known by her stage name Reset. Her overall personality is cheerful, outspoken, flirty, and she's very bubbly. She also has an obvious crush on the main protagonist. Teddy, he has a stuffed animal-like appearance. He's also more of the comic relief type character, and he'll try to flirt with the girls on the investigation team. Finally, we have Naoto. She acts very mature for her age, and she is also a detective. She hates being treated like a child by the police. She also has a revolver during battle, which is actually pretty awesome. There are some side characters that are important, so let's talk about them. Here we have Igor, kind of creepy, and I'm not really sure how to explain his personality. He is often seen in the Velvet Room, and he provides insight for the protagonist. Up next we have Margaret. She's Igor's assistant, and she's actually pretty professional and really quiet. Now the main protagonist lives with his uncle Dojima. He is a hard-working detective who lives alongside his daughter Nanako, who is very mature for her age, and she acts like the little sister type character when the main protagonist shows up. So moving on to my next topic, with a lot of the characters that you meet in the game, you can create a thing called social links. There are so many different social links that you can get, and personally I would get as many as you can and max them out, but it's not always an easy task. Finding and creating these social links can actually help you when fusing personas. Some social links can be found by joining clubs or getting a job. There are a few that require your personality stats to be at a certain level before you can get the social link unlocked. Your social personality consists of courage, knowledge, expression, understanding, and diligence. Getting these maxed out was pretty hard for me the first time I played because I had no idea how to do it, but it's actually pretty easy. Getting a job as a daycare assistant, janitor at a hospital, clubs, answering questions in class, or conversations can raise any of these status. You don't technically have to do this, but you won't be allowed to say certain things if a specific one isn't at the level required. Now this game has a variety of side quests that you can choose from. It's pretty cool, but it's kind of annoying. The only good thing about it is you can get items and money out of it. Now for the maps, it's a pretty simple layout. You can pretty much walk around in the selected area, or by pressing the square button you can pick the part of the area in which you want to go to. Something that I mentioned before was the Velvet Room and fusing personas. Well, you can enter the Velvet Room through the TV or through the central shopping district. Here, it will allow you to fuse the persona that you find. This is why having social links helps. The investigation team social link will automatically increase in rank as you go through the game. With this social link, it lets you carry and fuse more persona together. This is a game with multiple endings, and as I said before, you can choose what you say, which shapes the protagonist's personality, but that could also affect the outcome of the game. Some people, like myself, wants to see and get every ending possible. There is a good, bad, neutral, and true endings. Now for some final thoughts. I've always been a fan of the Persona series, with 3 being my favorite. This one wasn't too bad despite all the times it made me angry, but personally I'm just an angry gamer in general. Well, if you like RPGs or dungeon crawlers, I suggest checking it out. Plus, with the vast variety of cutscenes, you can think of it as watching a movie. This has been a Gaming Goddess review, and until next time, keep gaming. Come on, let go the remote, don't you know you let it on